Brion Howard James was an American character actor, known for playing the character of Leon Kowalski in the movie Blade Runner. James portrayed a variety of colorful roles in well-known films such as Southern Comfort, 48 Hours, Another 48 Hours, Tango and Cash, Red Heat, The Player in The Fifth Element. James' commanding screen presence and formidable physique at 6 feet 3 inches tall usually resulted in his casting as a heavy, appearing more frequently in lower-budget horror and action films throughout the 1980s and 1990s. James appeared in more than 100 films before he died of a heart attack aged 54. Early life. James was born in Redlands, California, the son of Ida Mae and Jimmy James. He spent his early years in Beaumont, California, where his parents owned and operated a movie theater. James had said, "My story is like Cinema Paradiso. Every night in my life since I was 2 years old, I ran movies." After graduating from high school in 1962, James attended San Diego State University as a theater arts major. James was good friends with actor Tim Thomerson, as both served together as cooks in a tank company while in the Army Reserve in California. After their service, they both went to New York to break into acting. Migrating to New York, James immersed himself in the theater scene, taking on bit roles here and there. Career. In 1975, James landed a small role in the made-for-television film, The Kansas City Massacre, playing John Dillinger, gang member Homer Van Meter. Higher-profile roles followed in 1976, with his casting in Nickelodeon and Harry and Walter Go to New York. James also appeared in the acclaimed television miniseries Roots and popular 1970s shows such as Gunsmoke, The Incredible Hulk, Mork and Mindy, Chico and the Man, and Chips. James' career began to take a sharp upturn in the early 1980s with several sharply defined character roles in films such as Southern Comfort and 48 Hours. But it was his performance as Leon Kowalski in the 1982 film Blade Runner that gave him his greatest, most lasting fame. Even though his memorable performance threatened to typecast the intense yet versatile actor as a movie villain for the remainder of the decade, James continued to pile up a prolific acting resume, playing significant roles in Enemy Mine, Flesh Plus Blood, A Breed Apart, Armed and Dangerous, Red Heat, Steel Dawn, Red Scorpion, Tango and Cash and Showdown. James continued his strong work on the small screen as well, with guest spots in Benson, The A-Team, Little House on the Prairie, The Dukes of Hazzard, Matlock, Miami Vice, Sledgehammer, and Dynasty. In the 1990s, he appeared in Highlander, the series, and as Sheriff Bowman in the Millennium Season 2 episode, Luminary. He lent his voice to the character of Parasite in Superman, the animated series. His only starring role was in the low-budget 1989 supernatural horror film The Horror Show, where he played serial killer Meat Cleaver Max Jenker. In 1994, he played a grouchy sponsor who became a victim of the gruesome goings-on during a 1939 radio show in the film Radioland Murders. Another of his most memorable roles came near the end of his career, as the amiable General Monroe in The Fifth Element. Concerning his talent for playing villains in films, he stated in an interview in Fangoria magazine, "I consider myself a classical character actor like Lon Chaney, Wallace Beery, Charles Lawton. I always like to play bad guys. I'm real good at psychotic behavior." Death. James died in 1999 from a heart attack in Malibu, California. He appeared in 5 feature films which were released posthumously. The last of these was Phoenix Point. 2 months before his death, James reprised his role as Parasite in Superman 64, a video game based on the critically acclaimed Superman, the animated series. The motion picture The King is Alive was dedicated to him. Partial filmography. Film, television, video games, Blade Runner, Superman 64. Bibliography. Craig Edwards. Brion James, interview by Craig Edwards. Psychotronic Video 20. 60-64